So good morning and welcome back to Sailing Vessel MIG. MIG has grown. Look at the size of this thing now. I am today I'm still in Anacortes, but I'm not on MIG. I am with my new friend Kevin. He has Project Seawolf, and I've been watching his videos for quite a while. When he found this boat and he brought it up from Seattle, which is a cool video, you need to watch it. I started looking at him going, well, that's Anacortes. And then he hauled the boat out, and the next video that he did was here in this boatyard, and I went, oh, he's just like right across from where Wandering Dolphin is. Our old boat, Wandering Dolphin, is just down the way here a little bit.
I am here now checking out Kevin's boat and noticed that his boat is just up one row from a very familiar boat to me. This is my former home, my family's home, Wandering Dolphin, now owned by my friend Richard, and it is in need of some love. Richard, you gotta come love this boat, please. Fantastic boat. I love her, but she makes me sad sitting on the hard like this. This is Seawolf, Kevin's boat, and his channel is called Project Seawolf. He's got a lot of very similar plans for what he wants to do with this boat, and it's pretty close to what I've already done on MIG. So it's pretty exciting to see a young guy who has big plans, and I want to encourage him. People that think that he's too young, he can't do it. He's got two grandiose plans, and I believe in grandiose plans. I believe in dreams, and this guy, after talking to him especially, I just want to encourage him to do what he wants to do. Just right here. Here we go. Project Seawolf.
Yep, I'm Kevin on Project Seawolf, and this is my boat.
And what kind of boat is it again?
The 1969 Seafarer 36C, meaning cutter. So,
oh yeah,
it's the 36 Seafarer, designed by Rhodes.
Oh,
Philip Rhodes. So, yeah, I bought this boat in Seattle in October. It's now January, and it matched all the statistics I wanted to be a blue water cruiser. Yeah, all the chain plates are just terrible shape, but I have the parts. I'm getting there. So,
and he's gonna do the same thing that I did on MIG. He's gonna make his own chain plates out of bronze, aluminum bronze. Basically do exactly the same thing. And I've got his nylock nuts that he needs. I'm gonna that'll be a donation from MIG, since I had to order all of them for like 10 boats.
Thank you. Yeah. I ordered a custom-built large Spartan Marine bobstay terminal, so this will also be bronze. All the chain plates will be bronze.
So the first thing on first inspection of this deck and cockpit, the thing that immediately strikes you is that it's giant. There's just a ton of room. Of course, you know, offshore, that means there's a ton of space for water, but boy, livability wise, it's pretty great. I see now why you wanted to you're obviously gonna build a little more of a bridge deck there for that.
I'm building.
I mean, it looks like church doors right now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
So then there's there's the
it's just huge. And he's gonna put an arch back here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take these davits off, as nice as they are,
and they are nice. They look really sturdy. Let's check out the deck here.
Yeah, a lot of nice wood elements. I'm not looking forward to varnishing them. I think
this amount isn't bad. Yeah. That, however.
Yeah. So yeah, this had a boom furling on it when I got it, the high-low reefer. You got to man like 5 lines with it, and you can't do it by yourself very easily. So I'm switching to a lazy jack pack system with a standard boat.
Stack pack. And
Yeah, I think that's a much more robust system. This one will jam if you're just slightly off wind, and if you're solo sailing, it just sucks.
it's a hefty bowsprit.
Yeah,
I like that.
pretty cool. I haven't taken off the paint to inspect much. There's holes from the old windlasses.
It looks like it's aluminum, and it's probably corroded through. Looking at all the corrosion right here.
Yeah.
So this is corrosion. You probably have to. Sorry to tell you that.
Build a new one, or
you probably have to build a new bowsprit.
Really?
I've done that.
Wow.
I've done that. Kevin, you could do that.
I know who to talk to.
You could build a bowsprit.
Excellent.
But the one thing that I'll say about this boat from being on it is it feels very sturdy. It feels like it was built to take some seas. Even though the cockpit obviously is not an offshore
and
cockpit.
It's not original.
Oh, so that's probably why,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
These big windows on the side, that'll probably be something you're gonna address too, huh?
Yeah. I'm planning on somehow reinforcing it or something. I'm a big fan of the port lights, but also when I was sailing it up here, I really enjoyed being able to look out over the water. It's just the water sometimes bites back. So
yeah, it is nice. I mean,
so I'm thinking of building some sort of clip-on reinforcement.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, like with dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, so you dog it on when you're offshore. That's a good idea. And that could have smaller windows in those.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's a great idea.
So that's in the future.
All right, let's go below, and
it is.
I'm anxious to see it. It's really, this is a cool boat. I've been on a lot of boats. I've delivered a lot of boats, and I've never seen one quite like this.
So when I got the boat, it had all these drawers, and there's like a lot of more space that's just not used back there.
So this is one you've already cut out.
This is one I've already cut out. I'm cutting out all of them,
so
and then
this used to be like this.
Yeah,
a drawer in it.
And then I'm gonna make this into kind of a space with drain holes so stuff can still get to the bilge. But it was just a lot of wasted space, and the drawers were tiny that came out. So I'm cutting these out. I'm gonna build up a wall, make a little top thing so you can reach down or put your duffel bags in or whatever if I have people over. Yeah.
And it's the same on this side.
Same on this side, yeah. Currently the AC panel is right there. I'm totally rewiring the boat, so I don't know where it's going to end up. And I mean, the DC panels just kind of... This is the plaque. So this has the hull number. Seafarer, Huntington, New York, hull number 28 in 1996.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah, and this pops out and goes flat, so this creates a giant bed as well. This used to be where the stove was, and
yeah, you had a diesel stove in here before.
Yep, diesel stove. This is all fridge.
Wow.
I wish it was half this size so that I could put a drip diesel somewhere around here. Bulkhead.
Boy, I like that stainless counter though.
I know, and feel
really nice.
I can't bring myself to hurt the fridge.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, you do need food storage too. Even if you didn't use it as a fridge necessarily, I'd hate to mess with that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's another job that you really don't need to do.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you know, you got plenty of other stuff that you need to do.
I'm switching from a flushing to a composting, like exactly what you have on.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured out how I'm going to fit it in here yet.
Yeah, you got lots of headroom up there too. So there's that's a nice head. I like that. I like this nice little rounded. You know, offshore you don't want any corners to hit you.
Yeah.
Kinda nice.
So right now this is kind of like the.
This is a nice V-berth area.
Yeah. Yeah, and with the bed, it's even nicer.
It really is nice.
These all used to have little pull-outs, and that's a little closet for all your clothes.
Oh, you get a nice little hanging locker here. Well, it's just a closet, but
yeah,
super nice.
Oh yeah, I
lots
love,
of room. Just a note. Look at this.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks like something out of a submarine or something. Yeah, like a seriously hefty hatch.
Yeah, and this lock doesn't stay, so.
Yeah. So he's gonna replace that and get some light coming down in here, but
yeah,
I mean it is built really well. Like, seriously. That I mean I see that, you know, this boat, it's a unique design, but it really is built well. It's not weak. Like you can just see right here. Look at how thick.
Oh, I'll show
is.
you.
It's
I have a
just-
cutout.
It is just like bomb proof.
Another cool thing about this boat is the engine access.
He's changing his to an electric engine as well.
I got the bigger version of what MiG has.
Yeah, I have the electric yacht QT10, and he has the QT20.
Yeah, which is not on here. So if you're planning on stealing a very expensive piece of equipment, it's not here.
He's got a Perkins 4108 that he's getting rid of.
Yeah, too bad. It's a good engine, and it took us all the way from Seattle. But
So it runs.
And she runs, yeah.
Are you selling it if somebody wants to come get it?
I am.
All right. Somebody wants a Perkins 4108
with the hot water attachment. Yeah.
He wants to get all this out of here.
Yeah. So with the small QT, it's going to open a ton of space.
Yeah. He's getting 48 volt batteries from Dakota.
Yeah.
Lithium phosphate. 48 volt. Each one's 48 volts. And you're getting how many?
Four 48 volt Dakota batteries for the propulsion, and then 2 to 4 for the house bank.
Yeah.
For
and I mean,
Battleborn.
if you would have the space here to double that propulsion bank, and you might want to consider it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's your only limitation, really, as far as this electric engine goes. Is, you know, your range based on the amount of, not just the size of your battery bank, but also your ability to charge that battery bank. So that's the other thing. If you doubled your battery bank, but you don't have any way of charging it up, it really doesn't do you much good.
Yeah.
So Kevin, so what's your background in sailing specifically?
Sailing specifically. In 2014, I had the wonderful opportunity, because I made friends with the Shakespeare professor at Pacific Louisiana University, where I was doing my undergrad, to go to Antarctica. And I was going to drop out of undergrad at that point. I'm surprised I didn't drop out of high school. This professor was like, "Why don't you come to Antarctica with us?" And I'm like, "Okay." So, yeah, I ended up on the boat to Antarctica, and I just fell in love with the sea. And in the roughest seas in the world, in the Drake Passage, where there's a storm every 2 days and it takes 4 days to get there.
That's some serious sailing.
And that awakened me to the watery part of the world, as Herman Melville would say. And I just fell in love with the ocean. And so when I got back from that trip, I took every opportunity to get out on the water. Yeah, that trip also just awakened passion in me, and it's passion that drives me to do everything that I've done since. I found that if I tried really hard and just went for it, I'd be able to do pretty much anything. And at the Evergreen State College in Washington, and they're pretty fun in that you get to decide what you study for your thesis. And so during my trips to Antarctica, I fell in love with the seals, but a thesis to Antarctica is a bit out of the
Price
wallet,
range.
a bit
Yeah,
out
right.
of my price range. So some family had this old sailboat and basically salvaged it from them and built it back up to be seaworthy, and I started counting and mapping out all the marine mammals in the South Puget Sound, and
Oh, that's really cool.
and for the first time ever created a distribution map of all the different marine mammals in the South Sound, and that they change where they are over time, because I stayed down there for a year on my boat. And over the course of the year, you can see they hang out in different places for different reasons. That kind of, like, that blew my mind way open with spatial ecology. Like, I can talk so much about this, about any species.
So that's kind of what you want to do when you circumnavigate, you want to do that, continue that spatial ecology, but worldwide in a way.
That would be awesome.
That's really cool. What a great idea.
I would love to take that technology to places that's never heard of it.
So if we go then from that and we go back to the sailing aspect of it, that means you're going to be doing some high latitude sailing. There's going to be some high latitude stuff.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not planning going around Cape Horn or anything?
No, not Cape Horn. No. Yeah, I have a really long video about my whole route and the reasons why.
It's a great video. My wife asked me, Becky asked me about Kevin, and she said, well, where does he want to go? And I said, well, he wants to circumnavigate. She said, yeah, but what route? And I said, well, if you watch that video, he pretty much wants to go everywhere. And that's pretty cool. I love the dream. I love the idea of following your dreams, and you have a purpose behind it, which is, well, I guess I wouldn't want to say better, but it's different than mine. My purpose is just to get offshore and be out there and go around the world. His is to do this ecology.
I want to see as many species and as many special species as I possibly can without having to hit ice. So, all
right.
Yeah. So yeah, getting back to sailing. So after my thesis on board my sailboat, I learned a ton about maintaining and sailing, and I just fell in love with sailing boats and sailing small boats as well. And a lot of the time I was alone. I was just alone in the winter on a small boat in the Puget Sound.
So most of your circumnavigation, are you planning on doing it solo?
Yes, all of it.
All of it?
There will be. I plan on meeting people in places, but I don't plan on ever taking on crew for passages.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So the whole boat is going to have to be set up for that. And a lot of those choices means that I have to easily be able to fix things. And a lot of the systems are going to be designed around as much automation, I want to say, but analog automation, stuff that's not going to break, but is going to take care of itself mostly. So,
so he's got a similar, kind of a theory to his rebuild plan as what I had on MiG, which is simplifying systems. As you know, on my channel, that's what I did. I simplified as many things as I could, and that's what Kevin wants to do here. He wants to, kind of eliminate all the stuff that normally would break, which is part of the reason, if I understand it, that you chose to go from diesel to electric.
Yeah, it eliminates a lot of through holes. It eliminates a lot of servicing. It's a big, heavy thing, and so I wanted to transition to something that would both make me sail more and to simplify a lot of things. So.
And he understands. You don't need to comment and say, well, boy, he's going to wish he had that diesel. He understands that this means that he's going to have to sail, and that there are lots of times that he's going to be sitting around, waiting for weather. And, I commend him, as you all know who watch my channel, I commend him on the desire to go out there and actually use the wind mostly to get around the world, and to use that electric engine to get into port and out of port and use it for small times that he needs it.
No.
I don't care what size diesel engine you put in this boat, he's never going to outrun any storms. That's not his intent.
Yeah, it's I'm building it for the lifestyle of the electric motor, and that is sailing. And I understand that diesel has a place in the world, and I do love a good diesel boat, but as Starbuck says in Moby Dick, I'll have no man on my boat that's not afraid of a whale. And that is understanding the whale. It's understanding.
I like that.
Yeah, it's understanding that there's a fear of losing that diesel. And
it's also the name Seawolf. He's already told me, but I think it's interesting. Why did you call the boat Seawolf? Were you a big Jack London fan, or?
No, surprisingly, I had never heard of the book Seawolf. As a literature buff, it's embarrassing. I named my boat Seawolf because I spent a lot of time in South America, in Tierra del Fuego, and Paraguay, and Brazil, and their word for sea lion is sea wolf, like sea wolves of the sea, lobos del mar. I'd done my thesis on pinnipeds, and I really enjoy pinnipeds, so I'm just going to call it sea wolf. Every time I'm in the Amazon, every time I'm in the poles in the Arctic or in the Antarctic, I just feel just this, nature is raw, and I get that offshore as well.
Now you mentioned sailing, doing this solo, but you also told me that you have a fiance.
I do. Yeah.
How's that gonna work out? I mean, I know I'm married 34 years, and you know I'm doing this, but you know she's not coming around with me either. But
so my fiance Sarah, she I met her in Antarctica. She's pretty adventurous as well.
Yeah, that says a lot right there.
Yeah, and so she doesn't really like sailing much. She likes the boat, and she likes being out on the boat, but she doesn't really like being uncomfortable on the boat.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because she's in med school right now, and she's going for neurology and specializing. And so that takes about a decade to do. So
gives you plenty of time.
It gives me plenty of time to have a little adventure, and we are going to be meeting up and having a great time on some tropical islands, but and latitudes.
This is a sailing channel, but it's not a bikini sailing channel.
No,
like Mig is not a bikini. Well, yeah.
I
mean, I might do that too. You know, out there, if it'll get me more views, you know, when I start sailing to Hawaii, I'll go ahead and wear.
You're looking really good.
I'm gonna look really great in a bikini.
Oh, really?
Bikini shots, yeah.
You know,
I'll do that on my trip to Hawaii. I won't have a bikini. I'll make one out of a couple pairs of underwear. Anyway, yeah. So you know, this has been really fun for me. It's been fun to meet Kevin, and he came over and he interviewed me on MiG, and so you know, this whole process. I am the proof that, you know, 2 years ago, basically 2 years ago on MiG, I was right where Kevin is right now, planning all of this rebuild that he's about to do. And basically the thing that hit me was every one of those things that he was listing off that he wants to do on this boat himself, I just finished them all. And I did them myself. Every single thing on MiG I did myself. And Kevin, you can do all of this yourself, and you can prove the naysayers wrong. Get out there and do it, man.
Yeah, no, I see you as inspiration, and that's why I really wanted to come meet you, was because, yeah, you're doing a lot of the same exact things I'm planning on doing.
I've already done them.
You've already done, yeah, okay, never mind. Planning on doing? No. Done.
I get 2 months. 2 months I'm sailing. So, you know, what's your plan? 27 is when you're planning on sailing?
27.
He's got more time. He's got a bigger boat, though, so each job's a little bit bigger.
It's fine. Just one step at a time.
That's right.
I got a lot of time to do it, a lot of time to save. So.
And I'll say this too. One thing that I learned in that process of doing that is that every day you have one job you want to do, and you don't stop until that one job is done. And it doesn't have to be a big job. And give yourself the time to just keep biting that elephant, you know, and eventually. And you know, another thing I did that you might want to consider is when you look at all of this, you kind of want to start with one project and then do it to finish. Mm-hmm. But what I did is I worked on all of them a little bit at a time, mm-hmm. and then it was like all of a sudden, it was like a flower blooming. Yeah. All of a sudden, it was just boom. Yeah. It was like all done. And
a flower doesn't work on one petal at a time.
Yeah, there you go. And is there anything else that you would like to say? Obviously, one way you can help Kevin with this whole venture is to like his videos and subscribe to his channel. And you've got Patreon.
Yep, I got the Patreon.
I don't yet. I'm gonna get it. But
so on the Patreon, you can see what I'm doing a month in advance, and that gives me like almost real-time feedback.
All right. Well, Kevin, thanks for showing me your boat, Seawolf.
I've got the whole world to explore, and all the time.
You're young. You've got all the time in the world to do it.
I'm
not like me, knocking on death's door.
Super excited. I want to thank the people who have made this possible for me. My fiance's family have been just incredibly supportive. I I live at their house right now. Rick, Sarah's dad, financed the boat, financed the motor. I'm paying it all back, but I'm just eternally grateful.
And people like that do make these things happen. You know, from almost exactly the same thing you just said. My boat was first financed by my friend Enid, and she also financed the batteries. You know,
the batteries.
My kids bought my electric motor. You know, I mean, stuff like that. It's just kind of a cool thing. So other people coming behind you and supporting you and whatnot.
Shackleton didn't do what he did in an isolation. None of these great explorers did anything they did in isolation. They all had to go and talk to people, ask for support, and deliver on promises. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. It's great having you on my boat. Great seeing your boat.
Yeah.
And it gives me a lot of confidence in what I'm doing.
Good.
Because I haven't seen another boat that's gone anywhere near what I'm doing.
And you know what? The cool thing is, honestly, if somebody asked me, you know, what's the one thing you really want people to get from my videos, it's the encouragement. If you look at my videos, it's the encouragement that you can do this yourself. You can do it yourself. You can make your own cushions. You can do all this work yourself.